When we speak of pollution, most of the time we think of smoke-belching vehicles and air and water pollutants coming out of factories.
Perhaps you also associate it with plastic floating in the ocean, clogged up storm drains, and climate change.
Rarely would you associate pollution with consumption. Every day, we consume a variety of goods and services, from the food we eat to the activities we do. The goods we use come from factories that consume resources
To produce electronic gadgets, clothes, food, and other stuff. But our consumption pattern has been resulting to too much waste than what the Earth can handle.
Documented studies indicate that all the 12 rivers in ASEAN are polluted with trash. Plastic waste too have become a common sight in coastal waters, causing harm to marine life. Air pollution from cars, factories, and fossil-fueled power plants
Contribute to the increasing greenhouse gas emissions that result to climate change. These and many other consequences of unsustainable consumption affect our environment and natural resources, and ultimately affect our lives and livelihood. More urgently, fresh water is quickly becoming scarce, with 29 out of 48 Asian countries already suffering from water insecurity.
On the average, an ASEAN citizen produces
Around 77 kilograms of plastic waste, which is equivalent to throwing away 40 plastic shopping bags every day. And 16.6 tons of carbon dioxide each year, equivalent to 100 trees cut per person per year. And an estimated 1/3 of food is either lost or wasted globally. And in South and Southeast Asia, 25% of the region's food is either lost or wasted.
With water, food, and energy security as shared concerns of the region, what can be done to lessen the pressure from pollution and unsustainable consumption for the health and welfare of the 661.8 million citizens in ASEAN?
As individuals, we have to be mindful of our consumption behavior. We can exercise informed choice and realize our responsibility towards sustainability. Here are some steps we can take to become more responsible consumers. Reduce waste. Reducing consumption can lead to less potential waste. Plan proper portions for meals and use only what you need. Segregate your waste and recycle properly as available.
burning wastes is illegal and leads to air pollution.
Buy locally. Locally produced and locally sourced food have smaller carbon footprints than those that have to be shipped long distances. Bring your own containers and bags. Refrain from unnecessary single-use plastics, like plastic bags and takeaway containers. Plan your purchases and be sure to bring reusable containers and bags along. Make the most out of what you already have. Before you buy something new, take a look around and see if you can reuse what you already have. Reuse, recycle. Repair. Consider more uses of your belongings before disposal. Sometimes you can give them a second life by repairing or refurbishing them. Proper maintenance and repair of leaky faucets and water fixtures conserves resources. For more complex repairs, you can visit a licensed repair shop. Research on what you need to buy. If you really need to buy something new, try to look for eco-friendly alternatives. One of the easiest ways to find sustainable products is through Type 1 eco-labels or carbon footprint labels like the Green Choice label in the Philippines, the Product CO2 label in Malaysia, or other similar labels in Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. These labels are independently verified and awarded by a third party based on a set of criteria such as toxicity, air quality, energy use, and others. Purchase energy-efficient appliances. Check the energy efficiency rating of appliances you need to purchase by reading their energy efficiency label.
Less electricity consumption produces less pollution. ASEAN countries such as Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam require manufacturers to label their products with an energy efficiency rating.
Energy efficiency and conservation practices will help vastly reduce your energy consumption. By taking the initiative to make small changes, we get financial and health benefits in helping save the environment. Financial savings. Energy-efficient appliances will not only reduce your carbon footprint, but also lower your electricity bills.
And long-lasting quality products will erase the need for frequent purchases.
Health benefits. Shopping for environmentally friendly and sustainable products generate less adverse impact and contribute to the current and future well-being of the environment and natural resources that we all need. Practicing responsible consumption may be overwhelming. Remember, you are not alone in this effort. Collective efforts are what result in major changes to protect our environment. To have an even bigger impact, here are some things that you can do as part of a community. Share information. People often do not know where to start in sustainable consumption. That's why communities are helpful. There's a good chance that at least one person will be able to share the needed information or point you in the right direction through social media. Champion causes and start petitions. Consumers can hold more power when they stand together for a cause.
Such is the case for the wave of single-use plastic reductions and bans all over ASEAN countries.
Some of the most efficient methods include starting petitions, demanding transparency and sustainability from businesses, and leading campaigns that raise awareness and spur action. Be vocal about sustainability. Most people would like to live sustainable lifestyles, but they often lack role models who can show them that it is possible. Become the role model in your community, or support those who can. Push for sustainable changes in local institutions. Make use of feedback mechanisms of businesses or governments on their sustainability efforts. Significant scale-up in environmental impact can result when communities motivate local businesses and schools to be sustainable. Businesses too will feel incentivized to change their business models if they see consumers supporting and trusting their sustainability initiatives. Share with the whole community. Eco-friendly changes tend to cost more upfront and provide savings in the long run.
For ease of access, communities can set up and share resources collaboratively that can be used by everyone.
These can include tools, community kitchen gardens, books, clothing, car sharing, and compost piles. Support local sustainable businesses.
Communities often have many micro-businesses like corner stores and local artisans that offer sustainable goods and services.
By supporting these businesses, as they make efforts to be sustainable, communities will cultivate local suppliers for all of their needs.
At the national level, governments in ASEAN facilitate the transition to sustainable consumption through policies and stakeholder involvement.
They also provide citizens with resources and information to make informed choices. Government actions come in many forms. Providing systems to conserve resources.
Some governments in ASEAN are developing infrastructures and tools for consumers in partnership with the private sector.
One example is Malaysia's implementation of smart meters and billing, which provides consumers with their real-time energy consumption and enables them to have a positive effect on conserving energy. Encouraging collaborative behavior. Sustainable living can be more accessible when done as a community.
Some governments across ASEAN are facilitating pilot initiatives for collaborative shared consumption,
such as bartering, product leasing, co-working spaces,
as well as encourage businesses like second-hand stores and repair centers that allow consumers to reuse and upcycle or remanufacture products.
Developing science-based policies to protect the environment. Policies are the primary means available to governments in ensuring sustainable consumption, such as regulating production, sales, and advertising. Policies can involve replacing or phasing out products with high environmental impacts, like ozone-depleting refrigerants, effectively stopping its use at the source. By creating science-based regulations and providing the right incentives, businesses will take the environment into account before producing anything. Guidelines available for the public. Developing information materials, such as guides on how to minimize water and energy consumption, provide the public with specific guidance on certain issues. Implementing programs. Launching campaigns and task force for public education on sustainability are part of the immediate government response in the region. Examples include Change Begins With Me campaign, coordinated by civil society groups collectively in Malaysia, Indonesia's Recycling Plastic Waste campaign, Singapore's Zero Waste Master Plan, or Thailand's Task Force for Food Loss and Waste. Engaging the private sector. Working with businesses through sustainable partnerships, the government can reduce environmental impact from the source. In addition, businesses are incentivized to take responsibility for sustainable consumption through extended producer responsibility, where they bear responsibility in collecting their used products once consumers want to discard them. By targeting entire supply chains from manufacturers to retailers to advertisers, the government aims to make sustainable changes more efficiently. Together with the public and private sectors, each of us can be a responsible consumer. By taking these steps as individuals, communities, businesses, and countries, our positive impact can be exponential. Your sphere of influence is what makes you more than just one person. When people around you see what you do and what examples you set, you show them that the environment is important to you and should be important to them as well. If we all take steps towards being sustainable consumers, community members, and business owners, the effects of our efforts will have no bounds. Let's not waste it. The survival of humanity and the only place we call home depends on each one of us.